What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we are here at the Nerdcastle with the next episode of The Long Dark. The Long Dark what? The Long Dark Night, you sickos. I know where you're going with the name of the game. I know the jokes. I make them in my head all the time, and then I just sort of suppress it, walk away, and hope that nobody notices. We got to put some things away right now. The number one thing we need to get done is going to be organization on this first half, and I was going to edit this out and just kind of do it on my own. But it seemed like it might be a good idea to just let you guys know what we have on hand at the moment in order to keep ourselves alive once our deer and our wolf supplies run out, which they shouldn't for a while. If I'm to be frank here, I think we can probably run out. I know where 2 or 3 more wolves are, and they seem to drop a lot of food. So I think we're in really, really good shape right now on everything except for... Ooh, there's wolf right there. I should eat that. Let's eat it. There we go. Eat it. Eat it. There we go. 1880. Alright, that was a mighty fine year. I can't name you anything that happened in that year, but I'm sure something important did. It seems like every year, historically, at least like one important thing happened to somebody. It seems like that would be a pretty easy gamble to make. Let's drop the granola bar. What we need to do today is gather wood. And so in the previous episode, I had figured out, actually you guys had told me, I'm not going to say that I figured it out because this is very much sort of an open source playthrough in which every now and again somebody gives me some advice, I listen to it, instead of just kind of charging blindly forward and running into things and bumping my noodle, and we figure out new tic-tacs to survive a little bit longer. And so I'm going to try and forage wood from inside the house and just kind of see how that goes. So let's go for, what time is it right now? It's 1:30, so if we wanted to, yeah, let's do that, because we only have 5 or 4 pieces of reclaimed wood right now, and I don't think that's going to help us. How's my thirst? I was going to say, I don't want to die of thirst while I'm sitting here trying to gather wood. So go ahead and drink some water. And so tonight is really going to be a giant cookout for us. That's really the goal that I'm trying to work towards, is that I just want to spend all evening with a crackling fire and sizzling meat up in a pan. And so when we get done with that, we'll have a full inventory with just thousands and thousands and thousands of calories that we can draw upon later on. Let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll search for wood for 3 hours. That seems all right. And that should take us up to about 4:30. Hopefully we find something. Okay, so we got 4 reclaimed wood from that whole adventure. That's a very, very good thing, because that means tonight we should be able to get a lot of work done, unless our fatigue gets too high. That's the only other thing that I'm worried about, is that maybe we'll just collapse in a giant haze. And I know the feeling, because... You would eat anything right now? Don't say things like that, because there's always going to be that person that'd be like, I bet you won't eat this. I'll give you 4 nickels if you eat this, and you'll be like, I didn't mean it that much. We should probably... How many calories do we have right now? We have 155 still remaining. I'm going to grab the beef jerky. I'm going to eat that, and we're going to eat some light supplies right here, just to kind of get us going, I think. So maybe like the energy bar as well. And so if we can get ourselves up to like 800, 900, that should be enough to allow us to get some of the work done that needs to be completed during the confines of this episode. And so I'm moving a little bit slowly today. If you're wondering why I'm talking a little oddly, my voice has been really bad lately. And in fact, it's weird. I never thought about it this way, but I guess I do like earn my living using my voice here on the internet, and I talk upwards of 3 to 4 hours a day. And a friend of mine who's a singer had suggested that I might be damaging my vocal cords. Okay, so there's a wolf over there. It's a little bit dangerous for him to be over there. What's our condition at right now? Our condition's got to be like okay, right? Oh, well. Let's go ahead and we'll see what we can get off this deer. So we got a frozen deer over here. It's going to take us an hour. It may be better off for us just to whack that wolf over there, just to make sure that it doesn't wander into us in just a moment. Be like, oh, hey, what's going on over here? I see you're trying to chop up a deer corpse. Well, he's pretty far out in the distance, and we got ourselves another nasty fog that's rolled in, unfortunately. The last couple episodes have had a lot of that. We've just had all kinds of problems with... Okay, so there's no meat left on you. There's a lot of meat left on you, though, so let's go ahead and harvest you up. And that's going to take us an hour and a half. And so I think this should work out okay. I don't know if wolves can attack you while you're harvesting, or if everything just, like, stays in place, or if it sort of fast-forwards them all around. Oh, the weather has changed. Orange skies. So red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky at morn, sailors take warning. Do people still say that? My old man used to say that all the time, because here in California we get these ridiculous purple, pink, and blue evenings sometimes once you get into like the fall, just every now and again. And I don't know if they get those everywhere. For example, down in Southern California, they seem to get like really reddish, orangish kind of evenings, but I don't know. I don't know if that changes based on where you're at. I'd assume it would change at least slightly, just based on your perspective to the sun like moving around or something. But then again, I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to things like this, so I don't know what I'm talking about. We are encumbered, and so bearing far too many cucumbers, we now must go through our inventory and figure out where we should probably like drop off some things. And so what I'd like to do right now is, it's not evening yet. It's still 6:30. I wonder. Yes, I do. What's in a Wonder Ball? You remember that toy? It wasn't really like a toy. It was like a candy, but it's not as good as Kinder Eggs. Like the Wonder Ball was what we had in the United States, where it was like a chocolate ball that had toys inside of it, but the toys, I think they stopped making them because little kids were choking on the toys or something. Like, I don't know, idiot parents were giving Wonder Balls to their 2-year-olds and then they were choking to death or something. And so, for example, like a Kinder Egg, all the European people will probably know what a Kinder Egg is, because from what I understand, you all have Kinder Eggs over there. We don't. Kinder Eggs actually have super awesome, like, badass toys in them. Like, when you get a Kinder Egg, there are things to be excited about. Like, I've seen some of the things that come out of Kinder Eggs, and it's like real die-cast models of, like, planes and things. I'm just like, wow, that is super awesome. So we've got basic boots. Let's go ahead and I'm going to break down the basic boots. It's going to take us a little while, but what I want to do right now is let's harvest up some of these materials and then start thinking about ways that we might be able to repair some of our gear. And so we've got the basic wool hat. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll get rid of the toque. And once that's all done, I think this is a good way for us to spend the evening. I think this is probably going to be a good way to go. Our hunger is maxed out, but as you saw in the previous episodes, we can kind of let that go and not worry about it as time goes along. Our fatigue is looking kind of bad, and so we'd like to get a good night's sleep tonight. We've been alive for 2 days. So far, this is our best survival attempt yet, and I am excited to see where this one takes us. I would absolutely love to get like 50 days on camera. I cannot express to you how much I would like to get 50 days on camera, that little achievement, because I am a giant achievement whore. Like, seriously, I love achievements. Achievements are, I don't know why I like them so much either. I guess it's just like a carrot. It's just a carrot and a well-attached stick for me to follow along with. Newsprint roll, you can get tinder plugs out of them. Oh, really? So you can turn a newspaper roll into multiple. Oh. Well, that seems like it's a much better plan then, because the tinder plugs, if we can turn 5 of those into 15 of those, yeah, we might as well, because the tinder plugs, I think, are just as good at starting fires as newsprint rolls, so you might as well convert them all over so that you have more fire-starting utilities before you get further on into the game. Now, I know we haven't gone back to the trapper's hut yet, but I'm not feeling like we're ready yet. I want to go back there where I'm fully equipped and ready to rock in every sense of the word, to where we can just kind of hang out and be AFK and not even play the game anymore, just kind of eat food every now and again, and just be like, whatever. So we can actually, oh, we can get tinder plugs out of those too. All right, well, there you go. Don't use newspapers to start your fires. Convert them into tinder plugs. My guess is that maybe tinder plugs have a smaller chance to succeed, but I don't think they do. Let's go ahead. We got that going. What else can we break down here? We're not wearing a basic wool hat, strangely enough. Why don't we have our basic wool hat on? I thought that I put this on. Work boots. Okay, so that's all on us right now. We've got a bunch of venison. We've got so much food that we could potentially make right now. So there's the basic wool hat. Just equip that. And then if I wanted to repair things, which I do, I 100% do want to repair things. I think that we should probably, it's going to take a while though, so let's get ourselves stocked up on food. And we'll get all of this wood picked up. Alright, so we've got that. Let's start up a fire. And so with the tinder plug, we got a 54% chance. Let's go for it. Although, does it waste a match if we do this? I think we're out of accelerant anyway, so we may not have a choice. Come on. Fire starting skills. You have matches. It's not hard if you have matches. Like a 50-50 chance of starting a fire with matches seems kind of iffy. I mean, even for somebody that lives like in a normal city, like for city folk like myself, I can start a fire every time if I've got tinder and wood and a match. It's once you don't have a match that the whole thing gets a little bit sort of suspect. We are running out. Let's go ahead and we're going to add as much fuel to the fire as we can. Yeah, and I think that's going to work for us. So let's start cooking up some food here, because we do need to get our caloric intake way up. I'm just going to cook until time gets a little bit lower, and then I'm going to prepare the next couple days worth of water, I suppose. And we actually might not get as much cooking done as I thought we would. It's taking us about 20 minutes per meat. I'd like to get 3 or 4 days worth of meat all nice and cooked up. But I just don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Looks like we've gotten 4 in about an hour and a half, so... Oh well, we'll keep it going. Our condition is obviously deteriorating. We're probably pretty tired at this point. Too tired to cook a steak, though? Too tired to cook a steak, huh? I don't think I've ever been that tired in my entire life. You let me know, it'd be like 4 in the morning, and I'd be like, it's time for steak. Let's do it. So I think that should be... Let's secure our water supply first. I'm going to melt down some serious amounts of water here, and that might have been a bad choice. I might have gone a little bit too long on that one. Let's see if we can get 2 liters boiled before we go to bed tonight. I think we can get 2 liters. That's another day or so that we can go out and scavenge for some water. We do have sodas around, so I don't think it's going to be too bad. Let me see if I can boil up this last one right here. I think we can. If we can get 1 more liter, I'd be pretty happy with where we're at.
I lay down right here.
Alright, so we've got enough water right here. We have non-potable water on us, and we've got a decent amount of potable water. So we should be okay over the coming day or two. It's now very, very dark. What time is it? It's taking us till 1 in the morning. Oh, God. Okay, so let's go ahead and eat up. We've got a bunch of venison here. I probably should have cooked the wolf meat first. I think I may have made a poor choice by going for the venison, but... We'll get that all so that we don't starve in our... I'd like to get our condition back up to, you know, somewhere around satisfactory. Because right now we're definitely at sort of like a check minus status. And so I prefer to be at a... There we go. And so now we're going to be pretty thirsty, we're cold, we're hungry, everything's going wrong. Let's drink us up some water. So we've got 3 liters of potable water. We'll drink that real fast. That should take us through the next day. By all standards and practices, I think we should be okay there. And then we'll eat a little bit more venison. The rest will be for breakfast in the morning to get us all nice and fueled up for the day to come. The bed is right there. So let's go ahead and I'm going to rest. We'll rest for 6 hours. I know that it's really, really risky to rest any more than 6 hours because you can just spontaneously die in your sleep. Your character just goes and spontaneously combusts from not drinking enough water. That's a thing that will happen to human beings. If you don't believe me, it's science. Don't believe me if you don't want to, but it totally is a thing. So our hunger's looking good. And it's actually going to be too cold outside right now for us to go do anything. So I think another 2 hours will probably keep us all nice and yippee-skippy. And that'll take us up to our 3rd day of survival. How awesome is that? I think today is going to be an exploratory day. We're going to hunt wolves. We're going to find as much as we can. I think we left some of the campsites open over on the other side of the lake. And so I think that's not too bad of an idea to run over there and just sort of see what we can find. The venison that we've cooked, I'm going to try and max out my calories as close to possible. And so we've got 1 venison left. We got no wolf meat left. That's okay, though. That's alright. Let's go ahead and drink some of our potable water. And now that we've had potable water... Alright, I like the way those meters are looking. I really, really do. I sincerely love the way those meters are looking. But we need to ditch some stuff right now. And so I think I'm just going to make little piles around of just things that we can drop. Let's drop... I think it might be a good idea to... repair our jacket since we've got enough cloth to do it, but I might wait on that one. Let's drop all of our crafting supplies over here just as we did in the previous episodes. I think I left a lot of my supplies back at the hunting cabin, but it'll probably be okay as long as we don't... Let's drop this over here with our light making supplies. So we got a fire striker, flares. We'll drop those since we've got a gun. We don't really need to worry about it. The pry bar, obviously, I don't think we're going to need right now. We've got 4 bullets left. We got 10 in the gun, so we got 14 rounds. That's enough to get by for a little while, but still, I'd like to find another couple boxes. I think 20, 25 bullets is going to be what we're looking at for really, really long-term survival. I guess I could use water purification tablets, too. We could just stock up on unsafe water. How much does this... We'll try that out. That's something we'll test next time. We'll go ahead and we'll get a whole bunch of non-potable water. What is weighing me down here? Something here is very, very heavy, so that's heavy. Let's see. The storm lantern is pretty heavy. The tinder plugs are supplied. That's actually surprisingly heavy. Okay. We'll drop all of those. Whole bunch of tinder plugs laying over here. We just basically, if you don't know what I'm looking at, it's this capacity right here. We need to make sure that our capacity is enough that we can go out on major scavenging runs without having to worry about running out of the things that we need. Our code is looking really, really bad. I may try and... Let's try and repair it right now. We'll take an hour and a half and we'll try and repair it. Ooh, and we failed and it ate up the materials too. So I think the down jacket might be a better call instead of the quality winter coat, because we're only getting 0.7 from it right now. Yeah. Did I take it off? I think I did. Is it over here? There it is. Let's take the down vest. And we'll put that on instead, because actually that one's pretty close. Our quality thing is still... Okay, it's still better. Whatever. I take back everything that I expressed, I suppose. It's unfortunate that there's a very real kind of fail chance when you do this sort of stuff. It saddens me. It might just be all this meat that we're carrying around with us. I guess I could put it in a stack over here. I don't think it goes bad. So, inventory management, the episode. I apologize, everybody, that nothing interesting is happening right now. Oh, that is what's doing it. It's all that meat that we're carrying around. Alright, well, let's just be sort of unsanitary and drop that on the ground. I'm going to eat that to get our calories way up so that I don't have to worry about it anytime soon. There's a whole bunch of meat on the ground. Let's bounce. It's time to get some stuff done. I think I'm going to try and scavenge the opposite side of the lake in this episode.
I'm going to need some first aid soon.
You are? What's wrong with you? No afflictions. You don't need any first aid. What are you talking about? Oh, you don't want to do that, Wolfie. You don't want to do that, Wolfie. See? What did we learn today? What did we learn? We learned that you are not even remotely a threat to me anymore. You do not roll as hard as you think you do. Let's take a little bit of time to harvest off this bad boy. We are going to have to find a new hunting knife pretty soon, too, which can be a little bit disappointing. Took us an hour to get all the meat off of him. Let's go ahead and I'm going to take the hide as well. Luckily, you don't have to cure or anything in this game, which is good. But that's going to allow us to fix our boots in a little bit, so we'll try that. I don't think I'm going to take the sinews because I haven't seen any tangible use for them. But let's go ahead and check the train cars. I can't remember if we've checked the train cars yet, but I think we have not. I think the majority of our time has been spent off in that direction looking around. So let's have a look around the train cars. If we've been over here, then I guess I'll play Whack-A-Wolf for a little while, which is the ancient Nordic Canadian sport of shooting wolves in the face because they scare you and they try and bite you, and they will end your game very, very quickly. Did we hit this over here? Well, if we didn't hit this over here, I suppose the next thing we probably want to do is salvage for wood as well. Wow, it's cold. Oh, it's minus 11 outside right now. Okay. That's pretty bad, although it looks like kind of your average day. The sun is out at least, so it can't be that bad, can it? Being minus 11 with the sun out seems horrible. That seems like the sun is simply not carrying its weight right now, and it's got I wouldn't carry its weight either. The sun has a lot of weight to carry. It's a big celestial object, and so I don't blame it if it's like, nope, this is too much for me. Let's go check down here. All my runs are starting to kind of bleed together at this point where I can't remember what I've accomplished and what I have not accomplished. We're freezing at the moment, but our condition is looking mighty fine. I don't see any wolves over here. If we have to kill one, I'll kill one. You just saw, I have no qualms about blasting wolves if we have to, but we'll check the train carts, and if these are all looted, then maybe we'll travel down a little bit further that way. But we do need to find wood in this episode, so... Okay, no, it doesn't look like we've been down here, so let's go ahead and rifle through some of this stuff. We got some antibiotics, very, very important. The antibiotics are amazingly useful if you're in a survival situation, although they do have the tendency to go bad. Antibiotics actually spoil a lot quicker than I think other things do. Alright, so we got a ski jacket, a light ski jacket, I guess. It's okay. It's okay. I'm trying not to get discouraged right now. Our ability to hold in heat has just been really, really bad on this run. We've gotten very fortunate with all the other things you need to survive, but with regards to general clothing, we've just been... We've been hurt in the entire game, so pretty soon we're going to walk around naked outside, which... It's brisk. It's brisk. You can join the Polar Bear Society or whatever it is, where they jump into frozen lakes naked. It feels like it's getting colder right now. Is there an overcast moving in? God. Decent pair of jeans. If nothing else, we should be able to break those down. Okay, well, we know there's a wolf around here somewhere. We're a little bit fatigued. We're a little bit hungry. There's a little bit of meat on that guy, but I don't want to waste the durability. We have enough meat right now, I think, to get by for a while. So let's head back to the cabin, and what I'm going to try and do now is we're going to scavenge out some wood. Damn. I really, really, really think that that's our best plan right now so that we don't end up... You spend a lot of time in this game just out looking for wood. That's pretty much the main thing that you try and accomplish in this game most of the time. So I think if we spend... I'm not going to say the rest of the day, but I'd like to get a big enough wood supply I think we need to sort of make a schedule for ourselves, because it's easy to just wander around for a while in this game and never truly accomplish anything, and then find that a few days down the line that you simply just don't have enough firewood to survive the winter. And so what I'm sort of leaning towards here is that every day we do a certain amount of fire scavenging, or firewood scavenging, and then every night we only burn a certain amount so that we develop a surplus, so that if we want to sit down later on in the future and just do a non-stop crafting session where we just cook a ton of meat, we can do that if we want to do that, and that's just something that's open and available to us. I'm pretty sure I hit all those cabins in the previous episode. I gotta go back and watch the footage and make sure, but I think I hit all those. I think the ones over there I didn't hit though. So if we don't get to it in this episode, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I just don't know anymore. We've played this game. It's like what, our third or fourth death now, and so what I haven't done
sure I'm gonna make it.
very much running together. Let's forage for wood now that we're inside. I think that foraging for wood, let's go for 2 hours, and just so that, I want to see where that leaves me. I think we should be able to break down some furniture and get ourselves into an advantageous position. Okay, so we got 1 reclaimed wood. Not the bet. How thirsty are we right now? Let's drink some water. Oh, we picked up that water bottle. Good. That actually helped out our water supply, so that'll be nice. Awesome. So now we're good right there. Our hunger is still looking a little bad, but let's search for another 2 hours. And I think that's just how we're going to spend the evening. We got to find wood. We got to find wood. So we're rummaging around a house just looking for wood. So there's 3 reclaimed wood. The reclaimed wood, not quite as good. So the wood is not as good as I would like it to be. I think what I'll do right now instead is I may use some of our supplies up right here. I know you're tired. I know you're tired. It's another day. These are actually, I was looking at the caloric values for some of these, and pork and beans is actually around 650, 700 calories. I'm one of those people that I was really, really overweight when I was like in my early 20s, and so I learned to count calories and whatnot, and that's the only reason that I'm able to keep my weight off right now, is because I do have a serious problem with weight gain. It kind of sneaks up on me sometimes. I'm like, oh my god, I've gained like 10 pounds, and so really I have to be vigilant all the time, and one of the side effects of that is that I've just learned what everything is worth in caloric values in my head. Like I can tell you pretty within 50 to 100 calories what just about everything is worth. And actually those pork and beans should be around 650, 700. I think there's usually 2 servings of 240 or 2 servings of 350 in each one. It's the molasses. The molasses gets you. I am interested in seeing just how much raw meat you can eat before you get sick. Are these better than the socks I have? And they're about the same. I may salvage them and just sort of, yeah. What about these jeans? Are these jeans better than the ones that we have? Cotton long underwear. Everything's wearing down on us. I do think that in a minute we're going to be running around pretty much naked. I think we can probably do another couple hours of wood scavenging. We have 700 calories stored up. Our thirst is okay. Yeah, let's just go for it. Another couple hours of scavenging, because I need at least 8 or 9 wood a day in order to get by. 4 reclaimed wood. Good. Fantastic. I couldn't have asked for anything better. And so we've gotten ourselves... The reclaimed wood doesn't burn as well as the wood that's outside, but it's safer to do this inside. So for example, I can look around for reclaimed wood in the house for multiple hours and not freeze to death, whereas anytime you're looking for wood outside, you run the very real risk of freezing to death before you finish looking for it, like we did in the previous episode where we're down to 1%. It gets ugly. It gets ugly. So I'm going to put on the basic winter coat for right now. We need to break some things down. We definitely need to break some things down, but I haven't decided what I want to break down yet. Let's get a fire started so that we can cook. And so we've got that. We've got... Oh, we have no tinder. I was going to say, where did our tinder bundles go? No. Take a couple tinder plugs, and we'll see if we can get this thing started within 1 or 2 goes. We only have 17 matches, so that's the other thing, is we may need to track down some matches before too long. Luckily, they do seem to crop up pretty frequently, so...
God. Eat.
Okay, so the wood stove's good. How much reclaimed wood did we pick up? We picked up 7. And so I'm going to put an arbitrary time limit on myself for dropping wood into the flame. I think we'll probably go for like 2.5 hours a night, maybe. And so we just work with whatever we have. And I do think the wolf meat is probably the better way to
I need to find a place
use
to
our time,
rest.
because we get 1,500 calories out of each wolf meat, so we don't need water right now. Our water is looking really good. We should be able to make that last until the next day. Although I am curious, I'm trying to save reclaimed wood right now. I may actually, in fact, take a couple days in between episodes and just sit here and get a ton of reclaimed wood so I don't have to worry about it running out anytime soon. The wolf meats should, if we can get these all cooked, these should keep us going for a long, long time in the future. At 55, how long is it taking us? Can I do another one here? 55 takes us down to 35. Yeah, we can get another wolf meat done. Awesome. And so we're in a solid spot right now. We are in a very, very solid spot with regards to our food supply. And so one of these wolf meats is already going to take us back up to 0. And then the other ones will get us through the next day. So let's eat one of the... Oh, only 1250. I thought they were 1500. So it appears as though they may have lost a little bit of caloric value when I cooked them. Or maybe they all sort of... No, they're 1250. They're all 1250. Okay. It's okay, 1250 works. We've got a lot of meat laying on the ground over there. Let's eat this bad batch right here. Okay. We'll eat one more. And we'll save the rest for tomorrow for brekkie and all that. Alright, we're dehydrated, we're exhausted, so let's go ahead and handle our water crisis here that we have going on. Food poisoning? How do we have food poisoning? Did I eat raw meat on accident? I thought I... Interesting. So we've got infection. Let's see if we can sleep through it. We're just gonna take this a couple hours at a time. You died from food poisoning while sleeping. Did it really take a couple days for that meat to get to us? That seems so suspect. Like, that really sincerely does. It took us that long for food poisoning to kick in? Food poisoning usually hits you within 3 to 4 hours after eating something. And it's not going to kill you. It's by no means is it fatal. I've had food poisoning 2 or 3 times over the course of my life. And I didn't need to go to the hospital or anything. You just ride it out. You just, like, drink water and sleep. I don't think food poisoning should be fatal. I think that that's a bit of a stretch, to be honest. I mean, you can die from food poisoning, I suppose, if it's bad enough, but eating raw meat, I don't know if we got that from the cooked meat that we ate, or if we got that from the food that we ate like 2 episodes ago, the raw meat that we tried to make do with. It's a little disappointing because I thought this was the winning run. So I guess I'll start another life then. And so we're on like life number 4 now. Yeah, food poisoning should not be that fatal, I don't think. I mean, I've had it, so I've experienced it, and in fact, you just throw up for a couple days. In a really severe case, you might have it for like 4 days or so, but typically you expunge yourself pretty quickly. I'm going to end the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the next episode of The Long Dark, where I think there are really some balance issues that need to be looked at in this game. Almost everything is just kind of overly fatal. Like, all the things that should not be are overly fatal, and all the things that should be overly fatal are not. And so it seems like they have a lot of the priorities flipped with regards to survivalism, and I could see food poisoning being deadly if you didn't have any water or supplies and you got it and you were bedridden and you couldn't go anywhere, but we had plenty of water, we had plenty of supplies, and so you just sleep it off for a day or two. I think I rested for too long was the other problem, but oh well. I don't even know how to fix food poisoning. I don't even know if you can, so we may have died no matter what we did right there. I'll look into it and see what we can do about food poisoning, but the onset was far too long after we ate raw meat. We ate that at like the beginning of our second day, and 2 days or a day and a half later we get food poisoning. Nah, food poisoning hits you in about an hour and a half, 2.5 hours after you eat. It's usually really, really quick. I know that because I got food poisoning from a slushie that I got at Jamba Juice like a year ago. I got a Jamba Juice, and that was the only thing I had eaten that day, and within 4.5 hours I was just like doing the whirly bird trying to decide which end got the toilet. It was bad, and I was out for 2 or 3 days on that one. But my name is Splattercat. I'll see y'all next time. Take care out there, everybody.